Hey everybody, I'm Ryan and this is Get Your Mind Right. So I want to tell y'all about this date I had last week. And really this video is about women having standards and just sticking to your standards, right? So I met this gentleman out at a happy hour in Oakland at a really nice spot that I usually go to, right? And so where I'm at in the bar, I'm there right when you enter, right? So I'm sitting down, I'm watching the game, I'm having my drink, I'm eating my burger, I'm cracking jokes with myself, but other people here, so they chime in. I'm just doing a regular happy hour mingling. And so as I'm sitting there, a gentleman comes in. He's probably about 6'2". He's a handsome dude, right? I like men who wear glasses because I feel like they're like Batman. Remember Batman had two personalities? One moment he is square, he got his glasses on, he up in the little darkness and everything. The next thing you know, he's just handsome, Captain Save, everything like that, right? So I like men who wear glasses because I always feel like it's two sides to them. Even with women, my female friends who wear glasses, the days they wear their glasses, they be hella square. And then they take them glasses off, is turn up central. So I like the mystique of glasses. Okay, anyway. So he sits down next to me. Because I'm running my mouth so much, he just happens to jump in to me running my mouth, talking about whatever I'm talking about, the game and stuff. So he's getting to know me, asking me things that I like, blah, 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 blah. What do I like to do? So I'm like, I love bowling and playing pool. Those are two things I love to do. I used to love riding ATVs and stuff, but I think I read something somewhere and the doctor was like, the worst one of some of the worst things you could do was riding ATVs, and I was just like, yeah, if that bad boy flip over, and I've had it flip over on me. Luckily, nothing didn't happen, but as I get older, I can't afford taking risks of being injured, right? So he's asking me these details, and he like, well, how about if you're free next week? When he said, when are the days you're free? And I said, well, I'm usually free Fridays. And so he says, well, if you're free next Friday, how about I take you out to a place in Berkeley that we could play pool and have some good drinks to eat. So I'm like, yes, that's wonderful. Now, that for one, that's my first good standard, right? If I meet a man in person, he should be plotting our date right then and there. For me, I don't need to be on the phone with you for 2, 3 weeks, especially if I met you in person, discussing what I like and what I don't like, discussing where I want to go, where I don't want to go, getting to know me better over the phone where these questions could be used for the first date. By the time the first date come, you have this fake sense of you know somebody when you really don't. All you was doing was text messages and on the phone. We as people could play so many different roles when we're not in person. So I don't really like to do the whole get my phone number, talk on the phone for a week, and then go on a date. No. You meet me in person, we plan the date right then and there and we good. So when he did that, he automatically got brownie points for me. I was feeling it. So that was one Friday. So Friday come along. During the week, I don't hear from him. Not that I'm looking to hear from him because I would prefer not to hear from him. I only want to hear from him when it's time for the date. That's it. So this man did that without me telling him. So I'm loving it. I'm like, oh yes, I'm about to have me a nice boothday, enter the summer whip. That's gonna be perfect. So Friday come, he hits me up. He sends me a message. He says, "Hi Ryan, I was wondering to make sure we're still on. Blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Yes, we still on. Let's meet for 7 o'clock." Boom. Now we're meeting in Berkeley, California. Berkeley, California is really a college town. It's kind of like a family-ish town too, right? And it is so difficult to park there. When I tell you how difficult it is to park in Berkeley, you will go to Berkeley thinking you about to have a blast and spend 45 minutes looking for a parking spot. Berkeley is a place where you need to catch Uber, a taxi, or get dropped off to because it will burn your funness. It will burn your natural high of having fun looking for a parking space. So I get there about 6:40, right? Because I like to be on time. I get there about 6:40 and I'm looking for parking. He texts me like, okay, I'm here, I'm standing in the front. So I say to him, I'm still looking for parking. I've been here since 6:40. It's now been 20 minutes. So I said, I'm gonna roll past you and pick you up to help me look for parking. Now, granted, that is kind of dangerous for some women. I don't recommend everyone doing that unless you got some weapons. But shit, men are strong. They could defeat a weapon when they really want to. So as I'm driving, right, I drive to the bar. That's where we meet him. I'm meeting him at, right. So I roll past and I look and I'm like, what the fuck? So he's standing in front. He got some nice jeans on, a nice simple black jacket, zip up with like the collar that go like this. Like something like a track jacket but looser, and it's kind of like those nice windbreakers like Timberland and them used to make, and they probably still do, but it was a really nice good black jacket cuz I remember having those growing up, and I remember buying my boyfriends in the past and my stepdad those jackets. So he's standing outside. He got on some tennis shoes. I can't remember the style, but I'm gonna pronounce this word wrong. It start with a P. It's a clothing line that start with a P. Paranorma, something like that. But it's a clothing line out here in California. But it's like for the tech guys, that type of look. So he got one of those shirts. He don't have a jacket on. I mean, he doesn't have a hat on, but he had his jacket unzipped. So when I pull up, I noticed this man had a legit pot belly. Yes, a real pot belly. Hold on. Because as y'all know, today is Cinco de Mayo, so I went to Chili's and got me a drink. Okay. So I noticed this dude had a pot belly. And I'm like, Ryan, what the was you that drunk that night? But y'all, I swear to God, his jacket was zipped up. And his jacket was loose, so where his pot belly wasn't like big, big, but it's big. Where you unzip your jacket, you notice it. And the jacket, I mustn't have noticed it. So he had a pot belly, and then he had the pop back legs. Now, there's different styles of legs. There's the legs that where you're not knees, so when you walk, your knees kind of hit each other. Then you got the leg type that's bow legged. So that means your legs are open like a bow. Like this is how we normally would stand like this, but when you bow legged, they go like this. Like they just be popped open. And then the pop back legs is if say for instance your legs stand like this, but with pop back legs, they pop your knees pop all the way back, right? So growing up, I'm gonna just give you this tidbit. I don't know if it's like that for other people communities, but I know for the black community, when a man is bow legged, it usually kind of mean he packing, right? And pop back legs usually look better on women, right? Because it kind of people take the idea of you having those pop back legs like you flexible, right? Like you just bendable. So normal legs we gonna stand like this, but with the pop back legs, your knees go back. Like it's like picture this your knee part and this is you. Than if you was the regular stand. So this is how you stand with pop back legs. That's the best way I could do it. So I noticed that and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? But I'm like, I'm not about to just cancel this stuff. I'm about to have myself a good time. And if I'm no longer physically attracted to him, cool on my end, probably not on his end, but I'm not gonna cancel the date for that. I'm already here. So we find a park, get back, go there. So we play pool. He won the game. I gotta step my pool game up. But I had a really good time playing pool. We ate some Vietnamese food. I love Vietnamese food. That was good. Then we went back to the bar where the pool was at. And so it was a a, um a local group performing, right? And it was probably like a little rock band. They was really good. Like hearing rock music in person is so different than hearing it over the speakers at home or something like that. I think seeing rock bands in person, you really appreciate the sound, the music, the style. So I'm in there, I'm enjoying myself, I'm dancing. Now, if you know me, you know I love dancing. Like I really love dancing. I could dance for hours. Don't bring me to the club because I'm the first one on the dance floor. I don't need a dance partner. I came to dance. But at this rock with the rock band or whatever, it's not a dance where I'm gonna be twerking, right? It's more like a bobbing my head, moving hard, right? I'm not popping my ass and shit. So Me and a dead man, we're kind of like he behind me. Sometimes he on the side of me. We're like that, but it's never a thing of my butt rubbing against his penis. It's nothing of that type of nature. Now, what I wore to the day, I wore these black patent leather type of pants, like a fake leather. They ain't real, but they wasn't the shiny type of leather, right? But they were like a jean type of texture. That a black and white sweater thing that was like a crop type of thing, and some black boots. Now those pants I get a lot of compliments on, right? So at the end of the day, we're going back to our cars, and I tell him that the date got it. I think we met for, like I said, 7. It was probably about now 10:30 ish, right? And so now we're going back to our cars, and before we go, I'm like, you know what? All right, it's time to go. It's time to shut it down because I got to do some massages tomorrow morning. So we get to our cars, and he like, why don't you just get in the car with me and give me 5 minutes of massage? What the? What are you talking about? Why do you think I want to massage somebody at 10:30 at night? Like, are you serious? So I just tell him no. Get my car, get home. So I get home. I almost forgot to text the man and say I got home safely. So he texts me, said, Ryan, how are you? Get home safe. I write him back, hey, thanks again. I had a good time tonight. Got home safe. Now, when I got home, to be truthful to you, because his ass had them pop back legs and that pop belly, that was a major turn off. Oh, and let me go back. So at the at the at the part where we go see the rock band performer, right? I guess that's where he finally get a glance of my figure and everything. So he complimented me, telling me how nice and tight my body looked, asking me, my workout routine, all that little fun stuff, right? And in my mind, as he asking me this, I'm saying to myself, I can't even give him a compliment. Because what? He got pop back legs and a pop belly. Now, one would think, well, Ryan, are you being superficial? No. Just like some men like they women looking one way, I can have a thing of liking my man looking a certain way as well too. Also, if certain body types can get away with certain looks, right? So like how I just said, a woman looks better with pop back legs than a man having pop back legs, right? Even though I'm slim, when I start gaining weight, if I'm not eating right, all my weight go to my stomach. So what I end up looking like is big at the top and skinny at the bottom. That body type don't look good on nobody. For me, I feel like you do better off just being fat all the way around than being fat just in your stomach. Because I have messed around with a man that was big as Nutty Professor. I have. This man was so fine. This man was so fine. He smelled so good. Okay? So I'm not gonna sit up here and say, oh, I can't touch a fat dude. No, no, no. It's the style of fat you got. Are you the fat type that's just big only in the stomach and everything else is skinny? I don't want that. You know what I mean? Just like when people are that work out, you got them dudes that don't really lift their legs, or their legs just can't get bulky like the rest of their body could. And sometimes they look silly. They'll have a whole 6 pack, 8 pack, pecs, shoulders, trapezoids, everything. But then them legs are looking like, well, what happened to leg day? So I just want to throw that out there. There's different body types that could pass off certain looks than what someone would deem as, oh, they're skinny. Well, at least they're slim. Da 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 da. So, like I said, he complimented me, and I'm saying to myself in my mind, what is going on here? You seen how I look at that day, the day that you first met me. Nothing in your mind said, well, let me go to the gym for the rest of the week. Was I not worthy of you doing that? Or maybe you thought she's seen how I look already and she already accepts me. But like I said, this food jacket was zipped up. So when I get home, I'm already thinking to myself, what category I want to put this man in, because obviously I don't like his body type. And this may seem, small to some people, but me being a massage therapist, I don't like when men I go out with ask me for a massage, especially if they're not offering to pay me for the massage. Right? I can count on my hand how many times a man have went out with me and asked me for a massage and wasn't asking for it as in I'm gonna pay you. Can you give me a massage? Could you give me a discount? So him having a pot belly, him having pop back legs, that was strike one. Strike two was this fool sitting up here asking me to get in the car with him at 10:30 at night to rub his shoulders. Your shoulders been hurting. You didn't think about getting a massage then, right? So, like I said, I got home. He sent me the message, and he said, "Ryan, did you get home safe?" Blah blah blah. So I write back. I say, "Yeah, I got home safe. I had a good time." Left it at that. Then he goes and write back and say this, y'all. You looked it really, really sexy today. I don't mind him saying that. Then he says, "You made my dick hard." Could you tell that I was hard as a rock? Really? So right when I seen that, I just laughed and I just blocked him. Some people may feel like, well, Ryan, why you didn't tell him that? I don't care. I'm not about to spend every time I go out with somebody that I had an okay time with how much what I didn't like about the date and why we not about to see each other again. What benefit does that have for them? People are people. He is he. Me telling him, oh, you shouldn't be using those words, um, saying that type of language towards a woman you first met. I mean, I don't. He know what the hell he said. He knew what he was doing. That's his personality. If he was bold enough to ask me for a 5 minute massage at 10:30 at night in his car, you really think this man don't know what he doing? I've been around men that are straight up dogs sometimes. I ain't never had no dude I leave a date from tell me his dick was hard. I've never experienced nothing like that. Now, words he could have used was, "Wow, Ryan, you looked very sexy tonight. You really turned me on. Wow." That's something that would have slid, went right past me. I would have understood it, but it was the vulgar language that he used that made me say, "I'm not dealing with that. I don't have time for no shit like that." And I had a few people say, "Ryan, you should." I don't have to tell him nothing. Okay, he get the picture. He know he wrong. Hopefully he look in the mirror and say, "I need to fix this pot belly." The pop back leg's gonna take a minute. But the pot belly fool, you can't have two of those things going on. So you see how I had my standard? I got caught slipping, right, with the pot belly and the pop back legs. However, the vulgar language, I didn't get caught slipping. I didn't say, "Well, let me go teach him," and that's a grown ass man. Men ain't stupid. As much as I may talk shit about them and say little comments, men are highly smart creatures, very intelligent. Some of my best game I learned from a man. Okay, so stick to your standards, ladies and men. Man, if you go out with a woman that you meet one day and look another way, and then you meet up with her and you end up, you say, "What the fuck? Was I drunk that day? How the hell did she do a fucking 180 like this?" Look, dude, stick to your standards and keep it moving. The more you stick to your standards, the funner. Is this such thing as funner? The more funner dating is. I'm not lying to you. You think that once, for so many people, that date would make them be like, I'm not going out on dates anymore. I'm just over it. I'm over it of guys talking to me nasty. I'm over it of guys not being in shape. Everybody gonna try you some type of way or another. I try people and don't realize I'm really trying them. I will hope that they're not gonna just throw in the towel like, "Oh, I give up on life. This woman, she tried me today. I mean, I'm just so tired of the world." No, he didn't meet my standard. I probably met his, or I may met his standard of a woman he just want to have sex with. Whatever the case may be, it's not my life purpose to go explain that to him, right? My mama didn't put me on this earth to go running around explaining to people, "Oh, this is what you did wrong." So if we go out again, you can't do X, Y, and Z, and then we could do A. No, no, no. It don't work like that for me. Now, if you would have caught me maybe at 19, 20, 21, maybe I would be like, let me write him back and just tell him I'm not going to see him anymore because I mean, I don't want to tell him about his look, but it's really the comment that he just said. No, bitch, it's both of it. It's the comment and the look. Now, let me keep it real with y'all. Because we did have such a good time out, I really did have a good time out with him. He had that type of sarcasm where you got to be listening clear. God damn. He had this sarcasm where you got to listen very clearly to catch the joke. So I enjoyed that. I really did enjoy that. Now, if he didn't text me those vulgar words, where will I put him in the category? I would have really put him in the category of if I'm at happy hour, I'll text his phone to see if he want to come down and I'll treat us to a drink. Because I mean, shit, I don't mind if I'm going out by my damn self. It ain't gonna kill me to call a dude up and be like, "You want to meet for drinks?" I don't even mind buying the first round. Cause you know why? My womanhood, my femininity is not tied to what this guy is gonna do. Is he gonna buy me a drink? You know what I mean? In most situations where I've had men like that, where I'm like I ain't attracted to them, but they were a fun dude, I'll say, I don't think I'm the type of girl for you. But if you ever want to go have a drink or go play some games, I'll be down. And that's worked out fine with plenty of dudes, right? I try not to dress too sensual or something like that, so it don't seem like I'm seducing them. But one monkey don't stop the show. So the more you are in tune with your standards, the more you're in tune with what you actually like, and even if it may be superficial, that's yours. That's yours. Now there are certain things in life where it's like, girl, you are tripping. You are asking for a little bit too much. But you know what? I met some of the most ugliest women who have a crazy ass standard and it get met. You want to know why I got met? Because they had the confidence and the belief in themselves that it was supposed to happen. You don't even know how many jobs I've had in life that my standard is like, girl, you don't even have a master's degree asking for that. What are you doing? But I'll stand so close and I'll hold that standard so close within me that God, the universe, whoever you believe in, has to give it to you. And don't think that all your standards are right, because I've had standards in life that really did kick me in the ass in the long run. Okay, so examine your standards, be true to your standards. Do not think you're Mother Teresa. You do not. God didn't put you here to go on dates with men to be going on dates with men. Do not sit your ass around talking on the phone with a man 2, 3, 4 weeks to a month, and you still haven't been on a date with them. You still don't really know how they look when they're moving. You know, I went out with dudes who was fine as hell, who had a horrible walk. Where I was like, it looked like this motherfucker. It looked like he needs to be in a wheelchair. Why are you walking like that? What is going on? So just stay true to you. Know yourself, know your standards, and stick to them.